What is good, everyone? We are back for another State of the Franchise episode. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got rookie minicamp schedule released yesterday. And of course, we got a lot of quarterback stuff on the agenda because Kyle Shanahan opened up quite a bit about that quarterback conversation. And we'll give our takes on it all right after this. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Love to see it. Shout out to everyone for dealing with my tardiness today. I was hopping off another show, so apologize for the late start. It's not Jason's fault. It's definitely my fault. But you guys stuck around, and I'm glad you did because we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. How are you doing today, Jason?
Brad, a little disappointed. That's not our intro, man.
See, I'm all over the place. Jeez, my gosh. Hold on a second. Man.
Run it back.
That's Jason Aponte. I'm Brad Graham. We're going to get into it all right now. Bro, I'm out here dying. Like, what a way to start the show. Shows up late and then plays the wrong intro. That's how you know today's going to be a good show. We're off the rails from the jump, and somehow those turn into some of the best shows. So shout out to the spicy squad, the sourdough squad. We got the right intro. Now we can take care of business. What are the vibes, Jason?
They're great. Schedule's out. You know, we're closer and closer to training camp, closer and closer to seeing you. And then, the schedule is a beautiful time because two things are true, especially, for me, the ever optimistic 49er fan. You look around at the schedule and you look around and you say, well, you're better than that team. You're better than that team. You're better than that team. You feel like the 49ers are better than every single team on the schedule. And also, we're setting up plans. See y'all in Pittsburgh week 1. See y'all at the home opener week 3. Brad, don't forget who let you know about the schedules as well too. Yep.
You let me know about 2 first before anyone else had it. So Jason had New York Giants and Pittsburgh, right? Per sauces.
Yeah.
Jason's got the sauces. So we knew about those early. We let them play out naturally. But yeah, man, we got the schedule released. Any games that you got circled that that jumped out? Obviously, we know about the Eagles game that's going to be there. But any other games? Maybe when the Eagles game was placed or what have you.
I do like where the bye week is placed, week 9. I love that because you have this stretch where you could see the 49ers going into week 9, 7-1, 6-2. Around there and possibly getting healthy and getting guys back, depending. Obviously, the war of attrition is going to happen. The Bengals game really feels interesting for me because that's a really good litmus test for a team that's been to 2 straight AFC championships, 1 Super Bowl as well. The Dallas Cowboy game obviously is going people riled up. That's week 5. That's, and then obviously the Eagles game. But week 13 is awesome for the Eagles game, in my opinion. You kind of heard Kyle Shanahan about that as well too, not only because the 49ers seem to start a little slow out of the gate, but you have a better idea of what teams are going into week 13 and what they will be going into the playoffs, and that game could have potentially huge ramifications for the number 1 seed, as we expect the Eagles and the 49ers to be contending for that.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a ton of games out here that are very intriguing. I thought it was intriguing to have Seattle Eagles Seattle. That feels like a nice little also too. It's Seattle Eagles, Seattle Cardinals, Ravens. I am on a mission to cook all bird teams. We have 5 bird teams in a row, and I officially hate all bird teams. You know, I want to put my fandom hat on. I don't want the Seattle to win at all. I want them to get swept. I want AZ to get swept. Got to take care of the Eagles and the Ravens. All bird teams can't lose to the bird teams. But other than that, man, the schedule is going to be pretty interesting. You had a couple back-to-backs on the road. To start out the season, you got that. Obviously, you go Browns, Vikings on the road. But overall, right, you look at the schedule and it's like, you said it earlier, man. It's like you can see a scenario where the 49ers can take care of business in every single one of these. Now, we know that's not the case. There's going to be trap games. There's going to be games that are decided down to the wire. Injuries, knock on wood, could potentially occur, et cetera, et cetera. A lot of variables that go into NFL season. But overall, man, the schedule, it's not that – it seems pretty good, right? What would you say?
Absolutely. Again, this is a testament to the 49ers team. We're all excited. We still don't know who's going to be the quarterback, any of those games as well, too. I kind of wanted to double back to the Thanksgiving game. And one thing that I wanted to point out real quick is the 49ers are going to face 4 teams off of bye weeks, meaning teams are going to have a whole week to be rested, get ready, game plan for the 49ers, and they're going to get 4 teams' best shots, regardless of the team's roster or anything like that. I think that's very interesting as well too. You got 2 Thursday night football games, obviously the home opener against the New York Giants. Me and all my Giants buddies are going to be out there. You know, I'm going to be the lone wolf, the only 49er fan. Everybody's going to be all Giants fans that are traveling out with me or whatever, but I'll see you guys there at the home opener. But Thanksgiving feels personal. Thanksgiving feels very personal. Now, Thanksgiving, the game happens in Seattle. The 49ers are the better team. The 49ers can sit at the 50-yard line eating a Fred Flintstone turkey leg in the middle and end Seattle's Thanksgiving like the biggest turkey leg ever. Like the size of this table that's this big, like this big, the turkey leg. This big it needs to be. I don't forget. I don't forgive. God forgives. I do not care. That's the game that I have circled the most that I need to have. I need it, and I don't care who the 49ers are. I made a joke on Sprint Right Option yesterday that Jake Moody should be the person that is eating this turkey leg in the middle of their field. I just designate him no matter what. I don't care who it is, but we need to get them back because they feel like they're moving up, and we can ruin their Thanksgiving the same way that my Thanksgiving was ruined in the inaugural year of Levi's. I've got revenge on my mind. A lot of people have the Eagles on their mind. Yeah, that's cool. I got something that's personal on my chest when it comes to that.
Man, we are so similar. Like, I am the same exact way. I want to see George Kittle sitting at the 50-yard line on that Seattle Seahawks head, double fisting bird legs. Like, I want to see I need it. It has to happen. I want to see the Seattle owners put out a tweet to apologize to all their fans.
We'll be better
for losing on Thanksgiving. But yeah, man, we got Thanksgiving game. We've got a Christmas Day game. We got a New Year's Eve game, 5 primetime games. It's a pretty crazy schedule the way it laid out like that, right? Like 2 holiday games, like
3 holiday games. I mean, and
3 holiday games.
So culturally, for me, Thanksgiving is going to be very hard for me to wiggle out of, right? Not only do I have to watch football, I have to do work, I have to write, all that stuff, get that done. Christmas Day is a recovery day for Latinos. You guys kind of know that. Christmas Eve, Noche Buena, is really the day. Christmas Eve is like, you know, the Super Bowl. And then New Year's Eve, at least it's a 1:00 game in Washington. I was planning to go to Washington, but I'm not going to no Washington on December 31st when it's going to be dumb brick. Like, I'm not doing that. So, no, it's just I feel bad for the 49ers players more than anything. If anything, like, again, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, they're going to be far away. Christmas Day is going to be actually at home so they can, like, get right back home after the game. And then New Year's, they're going to be away. So, Yeah, I don't know, man. And Mark, if you're gonna come in here and like actually type things that are dumb, spell correctly, because blown is spelled BLOWN.
I think like I really want to go to that Ravens game, but like for me, like I've got family like separated and kind of spread out all over the place. So Christmas Eve and Christmas turns into like 6 events that I'm traveling to or going to and just in and out. And it's like last year was super tough because it was on Christmas Eve. And for us, we're working like that's a work day for us. And it's like, you get that stink eye from across the room from wifey, like you're really working on Christmas.
Imagine me telling my Latino family Thanksgiving is canceled for me. I not only have to watch the game, I have to analyze it, I have to write about it. I'm gonna have to do shows about it, and it's like, oh my god, man. And again, Mark, you're playing yourself. 49ers is spelled 49 ERS. Please just go away and stop embarrassing yourself, bud.
But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. Same thing with the New Year's Eve game at Washington. Like, I definitely want to get on the road, but I'm definitely gonna have to pick and choose how far I want to travel because I'm not gonna lie, going to Philly last year, it was just I had to do a layover in like Chicago. Like it's a full day of travel, and it's a lot to get to the East Coast when you're in the Bay. So it is going to be interesting to see which games that I ultimately end up on. I was thinking about doing like a little mini road trip, like potentially going to Browns on the road. Not that I want to go to the Browns necessarily, but I think that would be an interesting environment. And then travel from Browns to Vikings since they're kind of in the Midwest area.
And October 23rd is a Monday night game.
Oh, yeah. So I think that might be what I do. And then it's sandwiched back at home with the Bengals, and then we get a bye. So you said it earlier, the week 9 bye week I think is perfect. I think you couldn't ask for a better bye. I know the 49ers have had early bye weeks in the past, but that bye week right in the middle gives them an opportunity to recover, and then they're on their way to the Jags. I'm trying to make sense of what I think about this Jags game because it's a 10 a.m. start in Florida. The Jags are getting better. Trevor Lawrence is getting better. ETN, Kirk, Zay Jones, they've added some talent as well. They're improving as a team. That one, I'm like, I'm trying to decide if like, I know they're a good team. They're a playoff team. Does that constitute a trap? Because I think we've had this conversation before. It's like a trap game has to be a bad team.
A trap game is Washington.
Good team.
On New Year's Eve. That's a trap game. Like let's get this out of the way now, guys, on May 12th. So when we go through and we do our game previews, okay?
And I call Jaguars a trap game 17 times.
Right. Let's call this a trap game is when a team that you are supposed to beat, not a team that is good or a playoff team or anything like that, because playoff teams contend. A trap game would be losing to the Los Angeles Rams. A trap game would be losing to the Washington Commanders.
It's teams you're not supposed to lose to.
Right, correct. That's a trap game. It's not a trap game when you play the Cincinnati Bengals. It's not a trap game when you play the Dallas Cowboys. Those aren't trap games. Trap games are when you play teams that you're supposed to beat and you don't. Trap game is Atlanta last year. That's a trap game.
Big time.
Other than that, the 49ers won a division. They made it all the way to the NFC title game. They don't have a soft schedule. And when you look at the divisions that they're up against, the NFC East had 3 playoff teams, and they're going to be facing all of them, clearly. And the AFC North, who has Baltimore, Pittsburgh in week 1, Cleveland. Now let's see what they look like with Deshaun Watson in the fold for an entire year and everything as well, too.
Which I do think will be much improved.
Right, for sure. I mean, it can't be worse. It cannot be worse, Brad. It can't be worse.
It was bad.
But But again, and look, and I love Justin's point. Pitt could be a trap game first of the season. That again depends on one, who's going to be starting a quarterback, two, how they look and health wise, right? Like remember last year with Chicago, George Kittle doesn't play, Elijah Mitchell leaves that game, and then things kind of eroded as the weather got worse. And
it was a monsoon,
right? That's the thing.
We all penciled that as a W, right? That was like
the
most easy W on the entire schedule when it came out.
The Bears won 3 games last year. 3.
Dante Pettis revenge game, Jason.
Justin Fields revenge game against us.
Cook.
Man. Hey,
I don't know if you could call it cooking, but
Streets is saying he's improving a little bit. Oh my goodness, going into year 3. I'm gonna keep a little close eye on that.
Loading.
I'm gonna keep a little close eye.
Bro, I don't even care. I'm going to talk about it. Like before, I was like trying not to talk about Justin Fields because clearly both you and I are Justin Fields fans. We wanted the 49ers to draft Justin Fields. Not that we didn't want them to draft Trey Lance. We were Fields hive. Like with that, we liked him so much, and we still like him. And yes, he has struggled in his career up until this point. But the glimpses are there. The talent is there. The arm is still there.
Oh, don't let him improve.
Once this part and the weapons around him catch up to speed with his talent level, like the Jalen Hurts jump could happen this year with Justin Fields.
Don't let it happen. Don't look, Justin. I love you, Justin. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen because I'll never. If you thought I was never gonna let Terry McLaurin live after Jalen Hurts, if Justin Fields takes that sort of leap, like you're talking about that Jalen Hurts did, I'm never going to let it go. I'll never let it go. Never.
Oh man, Fields at 3. What a time to be alive.
Oh yeah.
What a time to be alive. Is that a natural transition into the quarterback conversation? You have anything else you want to talk about the schedule?
No, again, listen. The 49ers have a better roster than just about every single team. You know, you can argue the Eagles, you can argue whatever team. And if you're arguing for another team, you're arguing because of quarterbacks. You're arguing because they have the one thing that the 49ers right now is in flux, right? At least to this point on May 12th. We don't know who's going to be starting. That's why you would argue that other teams have a better roster. But if you're talking about like talent level up and down, the 49ers outclass everybody. And that's what 49er fans should be excited about. And I think that's why there's so many people saying, 12-5, 13-4, I mean, I said 20-0. I mean, we ain't losing a game. Like we doing the whole thing. Like Miami Dolphins, watch your bet. It's your time. It's But the thing is, again, when did I ever predict? Can somebody ever show me when I predicted 9-8? Show me. If
they're pulling receipts on you, Jason.
If anybody can ever show when I predicted 9-8, I will Venmo you $27. I don't know what Dante Johnson dollars to that. Never once, you bunch of liars. You know what's funny, Brad? Is you could pull things that I've clearly said that are absolutely wrong. Clearly. Absolutely wrong. That's all you have to do is just say, and it's not even hard to find. But that is complete nonsense. Get out of here. Regardless. Either way, the 49ers roster-wise, top to bottom, are better than just about every single team that's there. And that's what makes you excited. Now, you think about the 4 teams off of bye weeks and all the circumstances and everything. Those are things that, again, what we're doing right now on May 12th is just fun. Circumstances change. You could be playing the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow's not playing. You could be playing the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott's injured. All these things change, right? So strength of schedule right now is just based on paper and perfect world. We all know that things change, during the year as teams go up and down, but it's a fun exercise to do right now. But when you look at it on paper right now, the 49ers outclass so many of these rosters. And that's why so many fans are confident, and they should be.
I mean, if you really took away the quarterback position from the 49ers and every team in the NFL, which, again, is not how you judge teams or anything because the quarterback's the most important position. But if you did that for just sake of argument in regards to comparing rosters outside of the quarterback, the 49ers clearly have the best roster in the NFL. Like, I really don't think it's much of a debate. Like, there are teams that stack up against them, but who else has the best left tackle in football? Who else has arguably the best 2 offensive weapons in football? A top 2 tight end. You know, like you got the best linebacker. Charvarius Ward is probably going to take even another step next year. You're going to have Ayuk take another step next year. You get Elijah Mitchell healthy for an entire season. Who knows what he could look like? Hopefully. And, you know, Talanoa Hufanga, I think, has room for improvement. And that's a guy coming off first team All-Pro, right? And so there, and you've got Greenlaw. Like, Greenlaw took a massive jump last year. So we're going to see someone else take a massive jump. Then you add Javon into the mix. And do we get Drake Jackson sophomore jump like Steve Wilkes talked about in his opening press conference today?
Gain the weight.
I mean, you see it. You see it. He looks big. And so when I see that weight, I'm like, oh, Charles Omenihu replacement? Are you going to be that guy that goes inside and rushes? And that's why I'm like, I don't know if we've talked about it on this show or not, but I do have this conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory, but I'm calling it that Arik Armstead is leaning out to go to edge. Not maybe permanently, but more so being able to be rush specific in passing situations from the edge, also base down edge. But you have Javon who can anchor the center of the defensive line, where they've been missing that since DeForest Buckner. And when you go back to 2019, Arik Armstead had almost all his success, and that was his best year as a 49er. Statistically, he played primarily his snaps from outside the tackles, from playing edge or Leo or big end. So I see a scenario, maybe they get back to that, and they use Drake Jackson to kind of use his high level athleticism. You add the size to him, put him on a guard with his long arms. That's going to be really tough to stop. And then you got Javon, and then you kick Arik outside across from Bosa. So that's my conspiracy theory about why Arik looks so lean right now. And then you look at Jackson, and he's bulking. They're going different directions. Like, they were opposite. Like, Arik was bulkier, and then Jackson was thinner, and they're going the opposite direction. So that's my conspiracy theory, but we'll see what ultimately happens.
And the funny thing is last year you kind of saw DeMeco putting Drake mugging over guards and then moving him around on stunts. So there is a world where maybe they keep a little bit of what DeMeco has done. They put Drake Jackson over a guard. They have Arik outside, but Arik pulls inside, grabs the guard, and now the tackle is panicked, grabs 2, and now Drake can speed rush around the other side. There's plenty of scenarios with that. That's why they pay Arik all that money. That's why they believe in him in that way. He is somebody who is versatile in that way. I think, again, his natural position is obviously D tackle, but there are certain scenarios where they're going to line up kind of funky, right? Like, again, they not funky, but like in ways that you didn't see coming. And I think that's something that they're going to continue to do. And that's how they've created some of the pressure when guys weren't just winning one-on-one. So I don't think that's really off, like, at this point. So I do think it's a conspiracy theory on a little bit, but it's not. It's rooted in past success and what you're seeing right now with body builds and the way that things have been working.
Right. And I think when you look at Arik Armstead kicking down to the inside, they had to, because they wanted Kinlaw to be that anchor. And then Kinlaw he wasn't available. So as a result, they needed someone to do that, and it was Arik. But although I've always kind of believed Arik was best as an interior defensive tackle, I'm wondering how he would do in more one-on-one situations, kind of like he did back in 2019. So it'll be interesting to see ultimately what happens with those guys getting after the quarterback. But for the guys who are playing quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, we obviously, again, it's like an evergreen type of like scenario when we're talking about these quarterbacks. But I think, it's worth talking about. Kyle Shanahan spoke a lot about the 49ers quarterback. And I felt like there was a level of transparency, to I know it was probably likely rehearsed, and there were points that they wanted to address and make sure they were hit, and the messages were being relayed properly. Um, but you know how Kyle does; he'll let it slip. Like he'll say something. Like I think one of the things that stood out to me that Kyle said that relates to Trey in a little bit. He's like, "You don't come to the NFL to work on your mechanics. You don't come to like this is the NFL. Like you're ready. You got to be ready to go." And what happened with Trey when he showed up to OTAs? They completely changed his mechanics, and he's been working through his mechanics for the better part of 2 years. So maybe that's something that we point to in regards to maybe why Trey has maybe not been able to make it or make it past Jimmy or whatever. But I don't know if you had an opportunity to listen to what he said, but did you have any takeaways from what Kyle was talking about?
Yeah. First of all, shout out to you as usual, Johnny on the spot. There was only a few people that were tweeting out things going on at that event, right? Because it was something that you had to be either invited to, or you're just Brad Graham, and they walk in and they're like, "Yo, wait, no, you're the SF9. You just get in like that way." It was like you, Lombardi, Barros, Mayoko was on the stage. But shout out to you for that. I want to say this though. So much has been said about the quarterback position this past week. Ian Rappaport got a cease and desist letter from whatever, 4949, Eddie DeBartolo way. Like, yo, stop slandering, right? Like, my message is clear. My message is clear. None of what's going to be decided about the quarterback position has to do with what your Twitter opinion is, what Ian Rappaport said, what is being said. It's going to be decided in between the lines. I don't care where you stand. If you have a prediction, you have a prediction. The people that are super convicted, you are convicted only on the belief that you want to be right. Everything that I am about to say is boring, but it will be decided in training camp. I guarantee you the best guy will play. Brock Purdy deserves the first shot if he's healthy right away because he's earned that. But if not, everything else will play itself out due to how things look on the field and in training camp. Stop with the damn proclamations. This guy's starting, that guy's starting. I know he's better. This guy's better. Relax. Everybody relax. It's May 12th. When training camp goes, we will find out who it will be. And the best part is, I say it'll be one of three guys. Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, or Trey Lance. Oh, man. Bold proclamation. Bold proclamation. Everybody relax, man. Anybody who's making proclamations are trying to do so in an attempt to look smart. And the problem is that when you do that and you're wrong, nobody ever apologizes and said, I was wrong. Oh, my bad.
Your receipt, and they don't let you forget about it.
Oh, my bad. I said this and this and this. Everybody always wants to tell you said this and this, but nobody will ever say for themselves, damn, I was dead ass wrong. Who cares? They're going to figure it out at training camp, guys. Please chill out. Please. God.
And I really do think that's basically what Kyle said. And hearing Kyle talk for that long about the situation and basically echoing those same exact points that you just talked about, I was like, this is what I needed. I have ingested so much noise about the quarterback position that sometimes it makes me question, like, okay, if I'm hearing this much noise, is this real smoke? Is this fake smoke? Like, you start to get that just too much smoke annihilation, or whatever the heck it's called. Inhalation. Thank you. You just get too much of it. And sometimes you start to question, like, am I thinking about this the right way? I think we are rooted. Both of you have been rooted in this is going to be a training camp thing. This is going to be something where we do believe Brock Purdy is going to be quarterback one, but these guys are going to have a shot. Like, that's what we've believed and we've said on the state of the franchise multiple times. And that's basically what Kyle Shanahan said. Like, they are talking about Brock Purdy as a starter. They are talking about him as the franchise guy because he's done it. And that's exactly what Kyle said. He's like, we see a guy. Like, he's like, it's unfair to Trey that the last pick in the draft came in and won 8 games and like has proven to us that he can be a starting quarterback. But that doesn't mean we think less of Trey or whatever. And, you know, he did mention that Trey's been looking the best that he has. And I actually believe that. Like, I know a lot of people do believe it is lip service. What do you got cooking?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at Michael Hyatt's comment. Who's excited to see Purdy throw pick 6 against Devin Witherspoon? Go Hawks. Man, so for a 49ers-centric podcast, we've got an Eagles guy who can't spell. We've got our usual Rams trollers, and that's fine. I love that. Shout out to Jim Everett. That's my guy, man. Shout out to Marketed Pro. Those are my guys. And then we've got now a Seattle fan. Do they even go into their own fan podcasts or like this is my question. Like, I just think it's funny. Fan podcasts. I mean, they got that Hawk Talk, those Hawk Talk guys who all they do is cry when the games are over and stuff like that. But shout out to Jim Everett, man. I mess with Jim Everett. He's always showing love, everything as well too. But it's just funny, man. Remember when we were talking about how many fans of whatever teams, how many we're getting closer to like top 32, right? So when we get to Jacksonville week, I expect to be trolled by a bunch of Jacksonville fans, and same thing like when we play Washington, people are going to be yelling left hand up. And why is it that everybody always is in our chats, our streams? Are you in your own? Are you in your own team podcast? And are those even real? Do they happen?
I don't think they have them. I think they might have 1 or 2 select, but they come over here to 49er land and they see 7 accounts live at the same time. They're like, ooh, let me go from account to account and just try my way through my day. And
no, you know what I love? It said they have jobs outside of YouTube. I love that. I love that joke because a lot of people like to throw that at us and everything as well too. But whatever. I'm not going to address that because I obviously have a roof over my head. Right. I mean, like, obviously,
my job is to talk about the San Francisco 49ers.
I obviously, as
many shots as you want at me about that being my job.
Keep asking me to get a job. I don't podcast from a cardboard box, blood. Like, I don't care. I don't care about that joke. The joke is that you can't do what we do. That's the joke more than anything. That's my funny.
It's one of those jokes like, oh, get a job. They're like, man, I hate my job. I hate my life.
I hate my job. God, I have to go to work today.
Go to this boss. Like, we're our own bosses. We have our own schedule.
Your boss is running up on you like Office Space. Like, if you could have those PTS reports. Make sure you get. Hold on. Before you ask me to get a job, make sure you do your job. Like, do your job and make sure you do that. So
he's probably at his job right now, stealing from company time to go troll on the San Francisco 49ers account. And then telling us our job is YouTube. Go to your job. It is work hours right now. What are you doing here?
Brad, I'm chilling. I'm chilling, man. I can control my thermostat from my iPhone. I'm good, bro. I'm straight, bro. It's a little warm in here. I could turn my thermostat down from here. Like, I'm good. Don't ask me to get a job.
And they're
get a job, bro.
They got one eye on their boss's like office. Like, if he walks by, they got to click out of the box.
Sitting there waiting for 5 o'clock to be done. So like sitting there like waiting for 5 o'clock so they can punch out. Get lost, man.
And then on their drive home while they're sitting in commute, they're still in 49ers YouTube's trolling like, oh, look at these guys.
Oh, God, you're stuck in traffic. Ass sweating to your seat. Get lost, man.
Get cooked, trolls. We got time today.
I got time.
We always got time. But anyways, back to the quarterback conversation.
I'm sorry.
I think it's exactly what it is, man.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro. It's just get a job. I live in a place. I have a house. Like, I'm fine. I'm fine. All this stuff is fine. I'm fine. Look, I've got 37 pop figures. You don't get that by not being able to bring in without having to bring in income, pal. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like, what do I need to get a job for? Why?
Hey man, I got a wooden thing of my face on it. That's how you know we out here cooking, bruh. What you talking about? I got a whole room in my freaking house dedicated to this. What you talking about, my guy?
Sorry. And I'm gassing Brad up to talk his shit now. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean his ish. I'm sorry. I didn't curse. I promise. I didn't.
Oh man, good stuff. Good stuff. Well, where do we go from here, Jason?
I don't know. Jason got a good sugar mama. He ain't lying. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, it's so good. All right. No, where do we go from here? There's actual rookie mini camp going on right here.
Oh, like, there's actual football happening.
Yes. That's it. That's it. All right, we're done. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had one of these laugh moments yesterday with Andrew Pasquini, and it was so good, man. We were laughing about like getting Seattle back and how they gave Zane Gonzalez number 10 and how I'm going to camp and I'm going to put Gonzalez over my Garoppolo jersey and wear that.
Who got number 10?
Yes, Zane Gonzalez.
Oh.
You didn't know that, Brad?
I saw they gave away 10, but I didn't even like make the connection. I was running, getting ready for another stream.
It was to my kicker. I mean, since y'all pick sides on quarterbacks, I'm picking sides in this kicker competition.
I saw 10 was given to Ronnie Bell, but they gave it to Zane.
I thought it was Zane Gonzalez.
They double up numbers all the time.
All right. So Ronnie Bell got it. Okay, so Ronnie Bell just got it. I thought they gave it to Zane. Regardless, either way, we had a moment like this where we laughed. And again, Brad, I'm going to reiterate what I said to Andrew. It's like, if we're not going to have fun doing this, if we're not going to have fun talking to each other, if we're not going to have fun talking about a game that is played that we have no control on, then why are we doing this? Like, we should never be like overly upset over things like that.
Just like getting on here stressed out of our.
We're passionate. Yeah, we're passionate, but like we should still be having fun at the end of the day, Brad. Always be having fun at the end of the day. That's it. So yes, there is rookie minicamp. Actually, that started today.
There's rookie minicamp. We've got numbers. I think the numbers that have officially come out. Jair Brown, number 27. I actually thought he might have went with 1, but he goes with 27. The legendary Jake Moody wearing number 4. So he takes E-Man's old number.
Yep.
Cameron Latu, the 81, I think last made. No, I want to say Trent Taylor, but I think it was who's the Jordan Matthews? Was he 81? Maybe. I don't know.
Trent Sherfield.
Oh, you're right. Luter, the cornerback out of South Alabama, is number 28. We've got Robert Beal keeping his college number.
Didn't Croft wear 81 as well too?
Oh, you're right. Yep.
Croft.
100%. Forgettable, apparently.
Miami Dolphins legend now.
Right. Robert Beal keeps 33, his college number. Again, this feels like just a continuation of the hype on D. Winters. D. Winters takes 53. We know what 53 represents. We know who that represents.
Oh, no. Jalen Graham is 50. I'm sorry.
Jalen Graham's 50. D. Winters
Navarro Bowman
takes 53. Navarro Bowman. I know other players have worn it since, but 53. Yeah, just I see the number 53 on a 49ers jersey. I think Navarro Bowman. And then they take a D. Winters who's kind of like a Dre Greenlaw in a sense. In regards to the speed that he has and the way he plays the linebacker position, and you put a 53 on him. The hype is rolling on the D. Winters train. I don't know. Are you on the D. Winters hype?
Hell yeah. I mean, he profiles just like what the 49ers want from a linebacker as well, too. But when you put on that 53, it's different. Navarro Bowman, this is what makes the 49ers so fun. Everybody always asks, why haven't you retired this number? If you retired all the great players' numbers, you would have none. You would have none. And Navarro Bowman, I own a Navarro Bowman 53 jersey. I own a Patrick Willis 52 jersey. And I own a Fred Warner 54 jersey. That's the respect. That's the respect that I have for my legends. And Navarro Bowman is one of them. Fellow Penn Stater, also like Tig, Jair Brown. But you can't retire everybody's number, man. You just can't. 21, Frank Gore, Deion Sanders, like 81, Terrell Owens. How is that not retired? You know, like again, you can't retire these numbers. You're gonna run out of numbers.
Joe Staley, Justin Smith, like
this just the 49ers are so legendary that they have all these players, and we're wondering why they haven't been retired. The reason is you're gonna run out of numbers. You're gonna run out of numbers. Do I own a Rice 80 jersey? I don't. And Jerry, please.
You're not a real fan.
Yeah, I know. You're my favorite player of all time, Jerry. Like literally, you're the reason that I love football. You're the reason that I thought for like 3 weeks in high school football I could be a wide receiver. And you know, I have Owens. I have Owens. Owens is you know, after Jerry, Owens was my favorite player of all time. After that, I've always been, you know, again, like when we talk about like evaluations and everything, you know, wide receiver, cornerback, those are the positions that I gravitate to because those are the ones I thought I could play, and those are the ones that I feel like I have at least a little bit of nuance into, right? But I don't have a Jerry. I got a Deion jersey, you know, Owens, Bowman, Willis. I have a Staley. I got 2 Jimmy Garoppolo jerseys.
No, you don't.
I do. I have two of them. I've got the red regular joint, and I've got the white throwback, the 94. Yeah, and I've got a Jerick McKinnon jersey just because Super Bowl Jerick McKinnon deserves it.
So
Aponte's a bandwagon confirmed. All right, man. I'm gonna let that.
Let me expand upon this comment.
I'm gonna let that slide.
Let me expand upon this comment.
I have a Cap jersey. I actually, by the way, too, Buck. I have a Cap jersey. Cap jersey.
So you remember my old setup, right? That I had. I still had the stuff behind me. Like I still had my jerseys and stuff like that. Some dude came on to my my stream and was like, "You aren't a real fan because you don't have a Jerry Rice jersey." And he just absolutely tried to roast me because I didn't own a Jerry Rice jersey. And we just it turned into an inside joke on the channel.
Okay.
Because he was like, "How do you not have a Jerry Rice jersey? You can't call yourself a fan if you don't have a Jerry Rice jersey." And of course, we trolled the hell out of him. But shout out to Wifey. I don't know if you can see it now. She got me the Mitchell and Ness. She got me the Mitchell and Ness Jerry Rice jersey because of that whole situation. So now you can call me a real fan because I've got that.
I've got breaking news for you.
Uh-oh.
Jake Moody's first kick in a 49ers uniform is up, and it's good.
Oh, my goodness. What?
Shout out to David Lombardi with the video. My guy, David Lombardi.
Breaking news.
It's up, and it's good. Pick 100 or 101 or whatever it is. I just, like, put it out of my mind. Or 99, whatever it is. Already well worth it. Done. Done. Hall of Famer. Get the gold jacket ready.
Just wait until training camp comes around. The kicker content through the get ready.
No, hold on. I'm gonna send it to you now so you can play it, so we can watch it in all its glory.
Oh, you want to? Okay, let's pull it up.
Oh yeah, I'm sending it to you right now. That's it, man. That's it. Moody jersey number 4 in the cart. Done and done. I love the pick. I've always loved the pick. I've always been down for the pick. It was the right pick. Always.
Never a doubt, right?
Never a doubt, baby. Never a doubt.
We're gonna watch the archetype switch from Jason being anti-kicker to being the biggest biggest Jake Moody fan of all time.
Oh my God! It was from like the 5-yard line. Jesus, man. But pull it up anyway.
All right, I got it up here. Again, this is from David Lombardi of the Athletic. Pulling it up. Watch with your eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Watch greatness.
Look at that technique. Oh, look at the way.
Oh, there it is. Oh my God!
Into the parking lot.
Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Look at that stretch.
It's over. Eagles, you're cooked. Cowboys, get fried. Any Chiefs, we're on your head. It's over. It's done. The missing piece is here.
He's just oozing confidence. Look at the confidence he's going through, his stretching. Oh my goodness, this is phenomenal. Look at the warm up.
The black shorts with the red tights, cooking. I mean, if swag's an attribute.
It looks good on him. I like it.
Swag's an attribute. I don't want to hear that. Swagger's an attribute. You got to be able to look good. Looking good is identify. Look at that. My God.
Didn't even drop back.
My God.
He didn't even drop back.
Seattle, you're fried. I can't wait for Thanksgiving. Make Jake Moody eat the turkey leg. Make him eat the turkey leg.
What helmet did he pick? He got a Revo Speed. Okay. I like the speed. He doesn't have like the old school kicker face mask. It's still a kicker face mask, but he's making it work. He's got the black Air Force cleats, looking good.
I like it. Here we go.
He's got that. This is black Air Force energy right here.
I mean, you need that. You need a dog on your team. Oh, it's over.
Gone.
Kansas City, you're done.
On
Philly,
notice.
You're cooked. Dallas, get lost. Everybody get out. Brandon Lombardi back to 49-49 Eddie DeBartolo way. It's over. I'm so happy. This is the best day of my life, man.
Bro, I've never been so excited for kicker content in my life. So we are just get ready. This is just the tip of the iceberg. The kicker content is going to be through the moon. Get ready.
Oh yeah.
Be prepared.
Oh,
look at this guy.
Look at it. I memean, and then hold on. And then the haircut. Look, can we talk about the fade also as well too? Like this.
I did notice the fade.
The fade with the beard. Like this young man is cooking. Everybody, NFL, watch why you're not going to win the Super Bowl this year.
Doesn't even have to move. Like, look at that, man. Okay, so there's a net here. There's a net here, right? So you could see we're getting deep into our analysis here.
This is it. Keep on.
So he's going to do the little sweep, right? He's not having a full run up to it. He hits the net, right? You see the net? Mm-hmm. He completely clears the net.
Show it.
This one. And this is from what? So that looks like
the 35?
23? I can't tell.
Oh, is that 4?
Looks like 23, 24 plus the end zone. So 33, 34 and goes over the net.
Some poor gentleman is getting into his car out there and got hit in the head with the judge or whatever it is that you call the NFL. Imagine it's a 49ers employee who's just like an accountant or something, and he's going to get into his car, and it's just blindsided by like the huge football. Like if you guys have not seen what the NFL football is, it's huge, it's massive. Yeah, like if you want to get your hands on it, if you got hit in the head with that, it's pretty much knocking you out.
And two, I think that's where the players park. So imagine coming out of the locker room and you got a football going straight through your windshield because Jake Moody's out here launching bombs.
This is exactly what everyone was for this episode. So you know what's funny is you were a little bit late and someone said this is going to be a legendary episode. This has already turned into a legendary episode at this point.
Bro, we cooked a troll. We're out here hyping Jake Moody. This might be one of my favorite state of the franchises ever.
Get a job, Brad. I'm tired of you, man. Get a job.
I'm fired. I get my LinkedIn fired up right now just because he said it. I'm out of here. Screw 49ers content.
No. We actually have rookie minicamp stuff to like actually talk about, right? Like in terms of players that are going to contribute. So I want to talk about this. The 49ers signed all of their draft picks and they signed all 12 of their undrafted free agents. Mm-hmm. And the cap hit for the 49ers is under $1 million.
For all those guys?
For all of those guys. Under $1 million. That's insane.
So that means they have a good amount of money left, right? Because of that restructure that they did with Christian McCaffrey? No, yes,
Eight, nine,
I'm not.
$9 million. So, Brad, now let's turn the conversation to this before we get into who we're excited for. I mean, I'm obviously excited for Tig, Jair Brown, because he gave me some of his time and I was able to meet him and everything as well too. But forget that. First,
No.
I want to
No. Pause.
Yes,
because again, Jason Aponte was able to link up with the San Francisco 49ers outside of Jake Moody, the best draft pick out of this class, right? So tell the people like your impression of being able to meet and talk to. Again, you probably seen the interview already. If you haven't, go to Aponte's channel and look at it, because I think he gave like 7 or 8 like just quality quotes. So what was your takeaway of getting able to talk to Jair Brown, and just what were the vibes like?
Incredible. I think, again, the article that I wrote and the interview that I did had more to do about the person. I think we all can watch film. We can all surmise what we think a football player is going to be, and we can understand what the 49ers liked about him. And 10 career interceptions, defensive MVP of the Rose Bowl, all of those things. But the person, his story, he lost his older brother. He literally has the city of Trenton, New Jersey on his back, which is the capital of New Jersey. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I drove down to Trenton, and it's almost an hour out of the way more for me. It's not a nice place. And he was able to bring this energy to this stadium, his old high school, which his old high school had 4 different locations when he went. 4 separate locations. He had to go from one building to the next to get to class. They didn't even have a solid place for him to go.
Oh, wow.
All of those things are there. Trenton isn't exactly a huge football city. But what I got away from this is, if the 49ers are targeting high character guys, mature young men, then that's exactly what they saw in him on top of the skills that they saw on the football field. Ball hawk, plays fast, all of those things that are downhill. But Jair Brown is exactly what the 49ers look for when they look for a football player that they're investing in. My article, my interview was about the person. I wanted to know more about who Jair Brown is. I think we can all, again, surmise what we are looking at on film. You can see what you're seeing. For me, I was extremely impressed with not only the fact that he literally had everybody in the stadium come down, take a picture with him, either sign an autograph, and it looked like he knew every single person in the stands, everything. He said, hey, where's your cousin? Hey, where's your brother? That's how close-knit that city is. And that's how big he is to that city. And then afterwards, I had to go through his mother to get the interview. And his mom said, Tig, go with Jay. Go do your interview. And I sat around and I waited, and I understood, and I knew what was going on. And he was so gracious, humble, very mature. It's hard for me not to get excited and be a fan of a player like him, just because of him being so gracious and humble, and me being able to get an insider look into all of those things. But at the same time, I am rooting for this young man so much, man. And I hope he does so well. And again, he had a meeting at 5:00 with the 49ers. Once that was done, he came out, he did everything in terms of meeting with everybody. He took his time. He literally stayed on the field until they told us all to get out. And no matter how far the drive is, no matter how far it took for me to be able to get something like that and deliver it to you guys, I'll never take it for granted. And it just shows that we've got to put in a little bit more legwork. But shout out to Tig, man. I think the 49ers, your safety group after this year, because Gibson's here for one more year, is going to be Jair Brown and Talanoa Hufanga. You're going to have 2 guys who play with their hair on fire, who are able to make plays on the ball, and who are physical. It's just you can't be more excited at this point. He definitely, and like JM16 said, he definitely got it out the mud. He got it out the mud, man. Absolutely, 100%. I have nothing but admiration for him, man.
Bro, and not only was he he gave phenomenal answers. I mean, you can really feel the genuine, him talking. You can tell when you're getting a PR answer and you can also tell when someone's speaking from the heart, and just giving their honest opinion on something. And shout out to you, man, because it takes the interviewer to be able to pull that out of guys sometimes. Like, you have to be able to ask the right questions. The questions that you asked, the setup, the way you worked through your questioning, phenomenal job. So shout out to Jason Aponte for killing that interview, and as a result, getting phenomenal answers out of it. And again, showcasing the player, right? Because I think that's part of the job as the interviewer. It's like, you're like the point guard, right? You're like dribbling the ball and you pass it to the person you're interviewing to make sure they're set up to be able to answer the question the best way possible. You did exactly that. And you had 5 minutes. It was a 5-minute interview, and it was one of the most jam-packed 5-minute interviews I've ever seen.
Well, Brad, I can speak fast. I you know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah.
Not really. It'd take me 5 minutes to get through one question, but you're cooking out here.
And I still feel like I left meat on the bone, like in terms of what I could have asked and things like that. But no, I've been watching too much of Cameron and Mace. No, but I did get a chance to talk with him a little bit off the record, just a little bit, and I asked him a little bit about what they're planning to do with him. And I will drop this on here because I haven't given it to anybody. They want him closer to the line of scrimmage. They want him to cover tight ends, possibly big slots. They want to blitz him, and they want him to be able to roam around and play a little bit closer. You may see him on the field more and more this year. I know Isaiah Oliver got a vote of confidence today from Steve Wilks. I know that that's true, and they brought him here to be an experienced nickel corner who's very good in run defense. But you were going to see Jair Brown on this field, and from everything that he was telling me was the idea is to get him closer to the line of scrimmage, put him in a position where he can run downhill, get to the ball. I don't want to hear about 40 speed. His GPS speed and everything, his play speed is what separated him a little bit. So that's the little gem that I got from him off the record. And he said, I'm traveling to training camp on Thursday. His mom said, after I asked her, I said, are you going as well? She said, I'm only going to the games. Shout out to Joy as well, too. Thank you so much for everything. She was the best.
That's a nice little nugget, because that's one of the things that he does extremely well that showed up on tape, was being able to play off the edge, be able to make tackles in the box, but he also has coverage ability and ball hawking ability. So does that mean Talanoa Hufanga is going to play more deep middle, or do you think it's Gip, Talanoa, he's like a nickel linebacker / slot kind of floater?
If I was guessing, it would be Gibson up top in single high. You know how Steve wants to run single high, but you allow Huff and him to blow everything up, to literally just play with their instincts and just be fast. And that's exactly what they're looking at right now. Now, I don't know what the plan is going forward next year, because if you want to make this happen again, and remember, Wilks is a defensive back guy, and I think that he was the one pounding the table a lot for this, and it showed when they moved up for him. But that means that Huff and him are allowed to play as free and as fast as they can. And I think that is a beautiful thing, as long as Gibson's on the back end, who's the vet presence, who, again, Wilks is going to run a lot of single high.
The defense is going to make sure everyone's in their right spot.
And the thing is you're going to see some of these 3 safety sets, and they're just going to be in different situations where it could be in a situation where it's, you see a bunch more, spread out offense, but you see guys blitzing, and you see them. It's about their timing, right? Like, how many times does Hufanga come off the edge at the right moment and the quarterback doesn't even have a chance to look at his reads? I think that they have similar plans for both of those guys. I think that both of these guys are going to be allowed to roam around, play fast. Here's what your 4 in the middle are going to be looking like, probably at certain points: Warner, Greenlaw, Tig, and Hufanga. And all those guys are going to be allowed to just run as fast as they can to the ball and blow things up. One guy's going to blitz out of the 3. The other 2 may be in coverage. Another guy is going to be just watching the quarterback and spying a little. Like, they are able to do all these things because of these traits. It is an exciting time right now for what they want to do with this team, man. I'm super excited.
And then it all starts up front too with Javon, who you get in free agency, who's going to completely manipulate offensive line from being able to get to backer, to be able to get to second level because of what he requires as taking on double teams and things like that. So if you've got a free flowing Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga, and Jair Brown, I like that nugget. You got me hyped.
This defense is not going to lose a step. They're not going to lose a step. Now, back to the question that initially I was going to ask you. So all this money is there. So it feels like you have three options really with this money. You go out, you get yourself another edge rusher, Justin Houston, Yannick Ngakoue, Leonard Floyd, right? Somebody who can immediately step in and be a rotational guy. You keep that money available for during the season if you need to trade for a difference maker, somebody who is Christian McCaffrey, you never know like what pops up. Or you just hold on to that money. And then when the cap increases, what do you have? So this is the thing, is when you spend less than $1 million on your entire draft class and 12 undrafted free agents and you have about $9 million left, it incorporates all sorts of these possibilities. And I think there's a way for the 49ers to be good with any of these scenarios, even if they decide to just sit there and say, we're good with our team if Drake Jackson takes that leap and they're getting more. And Clelin Ferrell becomes a solid, guy. And who's the other guy? Austin Bryant becomes a solid guy. Like the 49ers are in a spot right now where this money isn't something where it's like, we have to fill a hole now. You kind of could just be patient, I think.
With adding additional talent is what you're saying?
Anything. Yeah, be patient. Like you don't have to do anything. Now, selfishly, would I love Justin Houston to be here and be in a traditional pass rushing role, like in terms of just 3rd and 12, get Justin Houston on the field on the other side, have him be that speed rusher for 1 year, have him help chase the ring? I love that. But if the 49ers feel they're fine with Drake Jackson, what's wrong with that then? And now you have this extra money. Now, during the season, we understand war of attrition happens. Injuries happen. Maybe players aren't producing to the level that you thought they would. And there's someone on another team that is on an expiring contract that you're looking to offload. You have the money now to bring those in. Like, this money should excite people to the point that they don't have to do anything, but they can do anything. And I think that's where I'm going with this.
Yeah, no, I hear you too. I don't think they have to do anything either, especially if they are going to play Arik Armstead as potentially on the edge a little bit more, because that fills that role. And again, we know that Chris Kocurek is going to be able to shift these guys all over the place. I mean, they move guys. I mean, you had Samson Ebukam, in the A gaps, last year. He moves guys around. So if there's a world that exists where let's just say Arik Armstead plays 30-40% from the edge, that's all you need because they rotate so much. So maybe they don't need to go spend on an edge and they just have that money available in case maybe an injury happens or someone does become available. They go ahead and make that move when the time is right. And you just see what you got. So yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think the San Francisco 49ers would be fine if they were just patient and they just chilled out and just waited for training camp to play out and see how everything went from that point. But we'll see if anyone's added to the mix in the future. But I agree with Jason. I don't think you have to do anything. Like you could just chill.
Sam H said Antonio Brown is available.
Yeah. Nope.
Got it.
Artur says, if y'all had to guess which rookies start this year, Moody aside, my guess is Brown, Luter, and D. Winters. What's your take?
Moody better start, first of all. Let's just make sure we get that out the way.
He's a starter already. Did you see? You saw that video that we just watched.
You saw that video. I mean, that's it. Super Bowl confirmed. Okay, Super Bowl confirmed. No, look, I'll be honest with you. I don't think any of these guys start, but that doesn't mean that they can't have an impact. and that their role won't grow. So will there be games based on injuries, right? Like we can't ever discount that. Maybe there's a game where one of the two outside corners for the 49ers goes down, hopefully not, knock on wood. Then Luter, maybe unfortunately Hufanga misses a game or Gibson does, then you'll see Brown. Unfortunately, one of the stud linebackers that we have goes down. That's probably the only way that I see any of these guys starting. If you listen to Kyle Shanahan say, or John Lynch say, well, we weren't trying to address starters, I believe them because they took a kicker in the third round. Like, I completely believe them. Don't listen to the words, watch the action. So I don't know if any of them do at this point. Yeah, I don't know if any of them do.
Obviously, it's not going to be a tight end, even though they drafted 2 tight ends. Cornerback, they seem pretty secure with. I don't know if you heard Steve Wilks' comments today, speaking to the media. He called Isaiah Oliver the best nickel free agent that was available. So clearly, they have thoughts for Isaiah Oliver to take over that nickel spot. They didn't draft a nickel, but still, nonetheless, I don't think Demo loses that spot, and you keep obviously Mooney on the other side. Robert Beal, again, is going to be a part of that, rotation that we've talked about, and maybe again why they don't go out and get a guy. Winters may work his way into that LB3 role, but he does have a tough task in beating out Oren Burks. I think Oren Burks is a little bit slept on,
and
he has an opportunity.
DFF,
of course, DFF, and Marcelino McCrary-Ball as well.
Yeah.
So
like that's the thing is, and then the other thing is too is you have to look at, right, like DFF is going to be contributing on special teams. Yes. And I'm not about to write off anybody who has a hyphenated last name. Demetrius Flanagan Fowles, Marcelino McCrary-Ball. D. Winters feels like something that is for a loss, like later on in the next year, right? Like we may see him here and there. We're definitely going to see him in preseason, and that's going to get the hype going. But Oren Burks is really interesting too, and I'm glad that you brought him up. Oren Burks is somebody who, when he was pressed into duty, kind of just went under the radar and was fine, And again, the 49ers are not going to be in base. Like, it's hard for you to be in base in this league when guys on first and second down are spreading you out with 4 and 5, receivers. That's why everybody talks about, like, oh, well, they run this offense. It's not about that. Like, you can't just stick to – like, you can't just run 3 linebackers out there if there's 5 receivers on the field. Like, that's just not going to be a good situation for you. So it's all dependent on the opponent. So, but I do think, again, these moves are future-proofing them as they've done over and over. Aaron Banks is for someone else. Hufanga is for Tart. Again, like
Burke signed a 2-year deal, so he's technically going to be a free agent.
And he'll be on special teams. Jair feels
DFF right. is also on a 1-year deal.
So Jair will be for Gibson, and it's like they always future-proofing themselves. So like for me, it's just hard for me to see them right now jumping into the rotation when the 49ers are showing you that they really, really put people in positions to take over spots when they're ready to lose them or they're ready to move on.
49ers have a phenomenal developmental program, so that's kind of what it looks like. I think Ronnie has a hard uphill battle in regards to making the roster. There's a lot of wide receivers in camp. I don't know who if they're going to keep 5, if they're going to keep 6, if they're going to keep 7. It's probably going to be back in the range of 5, especially if they're keeping 3 quarterbacks. They're probably going to keep 4 running backs plus Kyle Juszczyk, 7 to 8 offensive linemen, and 3 to 4 tight ends. So it's kind of back to that 5. Like if they keep 3 tight ends, which I don't think they will, they're probably going to keep 4 tight ends.
Who are the 4?
Yeah, it's back to like 5 wide receivers.
No, but who are the 4?
Oh, who are the 4?
Yeah.
It's I think it's going to be
George Kittle's going to be in a preseason battle to try to make the team. Yeah.
Kittle, he's going to step his game up.
He might have to outwork some guys to get on this team, right? All right, go.
I really do think Warner, and I don't think Dwelly. I think Dwelly's the odd man out there.
This is it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Warner, I think it's going to be Willis versus Warner. Latu, 3rd round pick, almost to me guarantees he makes it. So, boy, no, that's 4.
Yeah.
Kittle, Willis. No, so it's Dwelly. Dwelly's the odd man out.
Dwelly's out. I think this is it. Dwelly's out.
Yeah. So
shout out to Lego My Ego, a Chiefs fan who's like being very respectful in here as well too. But I'm sorry. But yeah, keep going, Brad. I'm sorry.
We have a respectful Chiefs fan.
Hey, so add the Chiefs now to our streams now, right? We got like the Jets, we've got the Eagles, we've got the Chiefs now, Seattle.
There's a whole like Rams conversation.
There's a whole and I love the Rams people that are in here all the time. And when it's Cowboys week, expect those Cowboys fans that they'll pop all that mess and then disappear when their team loses. But shout out to him, man. No, but no. Look, Kittle. I think Warner's got his spot, right? Like almost like the Levine Toilolo of Kyle's offense, right? So that's 2. I am a little bit more worried about what they do with Lotto and Willis, in my opinion. Willis feels like he can be somebody who would replace Kyle Juszczyk if they don't decide to pay him, because you can't pay everybody. And I understand you've paid for a premium of the best fullback in the league and the guy who is the ultimate Swiss Army knife, but it's just money is money. So this is why I asked you about the money before, right? If you roll all that money over, can you possibly squeeze Juszczyk in there again, right? And then think about this. If they sign Bosa, that first year is going to clear more money.
Yeah.
Right? It's just when does this money toll, all those things. So it's just this tight end conversation is going to be something that I'm going to be watching in camp. I do think this is Ross Dwelly's last time being on the team. Shout out to him. He's had an incredible run. I mean, 6 years on the team basically at this point.
Undrafted free agent. I mean,
shout out to Ross.
Has been great. He's been great in moments for us. I mean, kind of declined as of late, but he's been great.
Shout out to Ross the Boss, man. Shout out to Ross the Boss. But Kittle and Warner are locks.
Yeah.
You said that Ladu's is a lock because of his pick, and I agree with that. But damn, man, I would rather see Willis, in my opinion.
Well, I think that's why they keep 4 again.
So who else is there that can? Oh well, Croft already left.
So I think it would come down to keeping 4 tight ends. If you keep 4 tight ends, you keep 5 receivers. If you keep 6 wide receivers, you keep 3 tight ends.
3 tight ends.
I think that's the roster dancing that they're doing. And I think because also too, Willis is a gold helmet guy. Like I think it was Barrows who reported that. And if you don't know, you get a gold helmet in the draft process from the 49ers. That means they think you're one of the top guys, regardless of where you're drafted. They think you're perfect for what they want. So you get a lot too. You get Willis, you get Warner, who is very serviceable as a blocking tight end, and I think you run it back. You've got Debo, Ayuk, Jennings, you have McLeod, and Danny Gray. And I think that's your 5. You get guys like Tay Martin back on your practice squad. Ronnie goes to the practice squad. You keep some of these other, like a Willie Snead on the practice squad. You get those guys back, and you can elevate them on game day.
Say the receivers again.
My room would be Debo, Ayuk, Jennings, McLeod, Gray. 5. So those are my 5.
5. I think they keep 6.
But would that mean they keep 3 tight ends?
Then the 3 tight ends for me are Kittle, Warner, and yeah, it's hard to justify taking somebody in the 3rd round. Yeah, no, if they let Lotto go, yeah, no.
If they let Lotto after taking him in the 3rd.
Yeah, no. But I love Willis, man. I love Willis.
Willis they keep 4, and then they keep 5 wide receivers.
It makes sense because Willis won't make it. Right. Willis won't make it on the practice squad. Someone else is going to make a move on him.
Yeah, and I think you have a better chance of getting Ronnie Bell on the practice squad, a better chance of a Tay Martin or any of these other receivers that they have. I mean, there's a lot of them. Chris Conley seems like, again, another practice squad guy.
Man, he's an NFL receiver, though. All right, this is a good conversation. I love this. And this
So let me ask you this question.
Yep.
Are you out on Danny Gray?
I'm not. Are they?
I don't think so.
Me. It's not me. It's not me.
Do you think they're out on Danny Gray?
I'm feeling a little bit more and more like they are. Just a little bit. You keep continuing
because he didn't play that much last year.
Yeah,
and all the competition that they brought into camp.
And wasn't he tied to Trey Lance? Like
that was something.
Right. Like the idea is
because
we're gonna go
long speed, right?
Right. Like we're gonna go down the field a little bit more. I'm nervous about that. And I'm nervous that he turns into a 3rd round pick that we look around like, God almighty, what did you do here? You know, again, I can't remember, and you know what? And for my mental health, I'm not going to look back at what was available on the board in the 3rd round. I just
you've already processed it and moved on, and you're not going to look back.
But it's crazy to think that Danny Gray has to prove it right now. Like, he didn't even get a chance to really play, and it's like now you've got to show it, or you're just one of those 3rd round picks, and it's just like, I don't know, man. That one's scary.
You think TDP and Danny Gray are proven years?
All right. If I had to guess who was definitely out, it's TDP.
I don't think we can sleep on Laybourne. That undrafted
free agent. He's the new Jordan Mason. He's the Jordan Mason that makes this team this year.
I agree with that. He's more, but he's like built he's in the situation of Jordan Mason, but he's like from a physical standpoint, he's more CMC than anything else. And then because I'm looking at it and it's like you got CMC and then you got 3 physical runners behind him. Elijah Mitchell, TDP, Jordan Mason, they all feel like the same back. And it's like, do you need 3 of the same guys when you have one guy who's your starter who runs the offense completely differently?
And
you have a need for bruising backs that are one cut up the middle and go,
and also can ice games, and can ice games. And what did Jordan Mason show you? Give me the ball at the end of the game. I'm gonna ice the game. I'm gonna ice it. I'm nervous for TDP because he can't get on the field. Jordan Mason could play special teams, and you know how Kyle is with that. That feels like another miss. It just feels like another miss. It really does, unfortunately. I'm not going to count him out. We do have training camp to figure that out. But I think you're right with the skill set idea. And, all right, I don't want to be pessimistic. I would take any bet that anybody wants to have that Christian McCaffrey is not going to play all 17 games this year.
Ooh.
Not all 17. I didn't say he was going to miss. I didn't say he was going to miss significant time. I'm not saying he's going to have a significant injury.
He's going to deal with attrition. It's going to set in eventually, and he's going to get nicked up here or there. And
he'll miss a game or two, right? I don't think that's a crazy take.
It's not. You're not wishing upon him. It's just you're just assuming that it's going to. He plays running back.
Of course. Now, Elijah Mitchell has to step in for one of those games, and the offense changes a little bit. And that's the thing is, it's hard for you to kick away guys at the running back position, knowing Elijah Mitchell has had a tough time staying healthy. Christian McCaffrey this past year was a stud. He played every single game. He played through everything, right? Not looking at this half empty, half full, but I would bet that Christian McCaffrey misses one game at least, right? Like Damon's like, I'll take that bet. Like, one game? You don't think that Christian McCaffrey's going to miss one game this year? I think he's going to miss a game, especially if it's a game against the Washington Commanders. And
last year, I remember him. I forget. I think it was against the Chargers. He walks off the field. His knee was messing with them. They had the trainers working on him. I was holding my breath. I was like, oh my gosh, please.
So please. I'm not saying CMC is gonna miss a ton of games or anything like that. But I do think that CMC. I think
it's more like just common sense, like that a player who is going to get the ball as much as CMC does, and he doesn't go down at first contact, and so those guys get crunched.
And Brad, in certain games, you got to lean on him.
Yeah.
If defenses are taking away whatever it is that you want to do downfield, Christian McCaffrey is your ultimate Swiss Army knife and a guy that you can get the ball to and that you can turn into a guy who can make things happen for you. That's why you traded for him. You didn't trade to save him. You didn't trade to we're going to take it easy on him. But yeah, I just, it's my $100 against a 15-minute spot on your show. He's not wrong. Damon, I'm not taking that bet. I'm not taking that bet. You're literally all right. So you're basically the odds that Christian McCaffrey are going to play 17 games are the odds that the New York Yankees can't beat a little league team. That's it. Like, it's that daunting. And again, the 49ers are going to be cautious, especially in games that they feel they can get by without him being there, right? Like, again, if you're playing the Tampa Bay Bucks with Baker Mayfield and Christian McCaffrey's a little nicked up, that's the game to take. Give him some time. You don't need it. It's the Tampa Bay Bucks. But if you're playing the Philadelphia Eagles and you're trying to get number 1 seed, those are the games you want to save McCaffrey for. So yeah, 100%, Damon. I'm not giving you that. I'm not gonna give you that bet. No.
He said nah.
Not
gonna happen. So. Yeah, I think it is going to be interesting. My take on
no, he won't. He won't play 17 games, Damon. He won't. I didn't say he would. He won't. Oh no, wait. You think he will? I'm sorry if I misunderstood.
I think he's countering you. I think he's saying he will play 17.
Oh, if he
won't play 17. Those were his bidding.
Damon. Then Damon, put me down.
Put me down. Handshake emoji. Nice.
Put me down, Damon. I'm sorry. I misunderstood. 100%. If he plays all 17 games, and I'm happy to be wrong, I will send you your $100 and give you the 15-minute spot. 100%. 100%.
All right. Well, we got a bet. Let's go.
I like it. Make sure you put it down.
It's a legendary stream.
Write it in the book. Write it in the book. This is the best. This is the best state of the franchise ever. And we've had some really good state of the franchises after games and things. I feel like this one, and whoever said it in the beginning, Brad, is going to be a legendary one. Nailed it. I think everybody nailed it on that one.
I'm actually going to see if I can find that.
The comment, you got to go all the way up.
Yeah, I don't want to lose my train of thought trying to find it, but I wanted to get my take in on Danny Gray.
Yes, go for it.
I'm not out on Danny Gray yet. I think Danny Gray showed some things as a blocker, which is, again, I think is clearly a huge, huge thing. Well, I'm not gonna lie, and this also isn't a shot at Debo. I don't want it to come across that way, but it's like Debo really did not put great effort into some of his blocking last year. And so, but I did see some effort from Danny Gray towards the end of the year when he got some run. So I'm not out on Danny Gray. I think Danny Gray still has an opportunity to take that jump forward. So I think they're just like other positions. Damon said he's grabbing the receipts.
I mean, absolutely. Hold me accountable, Damon. And like I said, 15-minute segment, you get to talk whatever it is, and I will still send you the 100%. But I like my chances here.
I do think Danny Gray is going to get another opportunity. I don't think they're going to cut him. I think he's going to make the roster, and I think he's going to have a bit more of an impact than he did last year. I think Danny Gray is capable of doing it more than just being a deep threat. I think he can do it over the middle but give him another year and let's see what he's got. But I'm not out on Danny Gray yet, just yet. So let's see here. I wanted to get shout out to Terror Dome. I've been kind of waiting on this one. A little bit. He says, excellent show yesterday with John Feliciano. Love the film and walk through insight in the mind of a baller. You and Jason are legends, my bro.
Shout out to Terror Dome, man. Terror Dome, did you start the channel yet? Did you start your channel yet? That's what I want to know more than anything. Like, you also need your channel. Like, whenever he pops in on the call-in shows, he's got his mic set up. He's got a great radio voice. He's got insight that you guys need to be tapped in on. Like, that's what I want to know more than anything.
It's a show.
Yeah,
we need it more.
Yeah.
Dude, we could take all the 49ers content creators we can get. There's never going to be a cap on it. But shout out to Terradome. Appreciate that. Appreciate you checking in on the John Feliciano interview. That was a lot of fun. It was the first time that I've ever broken down some film with one of the players that I've interviewed. And obviously, it being an offensive lineman, I was like a kid in the candy store. So it was really cool to be able to go just play by play through an offensive lineman, pick his brain, compare it to like the way that I initially kind of evaluated it, and just being like, yeah, we're seeing it kind of the same way. And I was like, oh, okay, made me feel good. I'm not gonna lie.
Shout out to you, man. How do you keep doing this?
You can't keep getting away with this.
I can't keep getting away with this. I mean, how is it that you are able to bring in player after player, whatever it is? I literally see.
I don't know either. I don't know why they want to talk to this ginger beard. I have no idea. But
you know why? Because you know ball. And I'm gonna dip. I want you to keep doing it. Averly just ran to the bathroom. I'll be right back.
Okay. Averly just jetted out. No, but if you haven't had a chance to watch the interview, it's on my channel. But it was really cool, man. It was just, again, it's like when you can relate to these players like on their level and just like try to talk ball with like the way that they see ball. It's like I always think like I know what I'm talking about, but also in the back of my head, I'm like, I never played in the NFL. Like, I didn't even play all 4 years in college. Like, I have some knowledge to be like dangerous with it, but it was just a cool experience to be able to pull up the tape. And these were clips that I had broken down that he had saw also previously. And he was like, yeah, man, you know what you're talking about. And I was like, all right. I feel that made me feel good. So shout out Terradome. Appreciate appreciate the super chat, and two, appreciate the love, man. And if we can inspire anyone to do what we do, again, have our jobs on YouTube, right, Jason? If we can inspire
get a job, anyone, Brad.
Yeah, if we can inspire anyone to like pursue this and find success in it and be able to break away from the 9-to-5 grind, like, dude, do it. Like, go. Don't stop. Try it. You're gonna probably not be the best at it at first. I was terrible. It took me like a year to figure out what the heck I was doing.
Wait, what? Offensive line?
No, just YouTube.
Oh man, get out of here, man. You were great. It's just you're a humble. You're a humble guy, and you started everything. Every single thing that anybody does in life comes with reps. Forget sports, anything, right? Any job that you do, you anybody who and a lot of our people, I didn't mean to make fun of people like with jobs or anything like that. We were just making a joke like about that person or whatever. But like this is again,
the guy who was attacking us.
Yeah, it's. You have to work like to understand things, right? Like, and again, it's repetition. Like for me, my biggest thing when I started, and the biggest thing when I used to watch myself is just like, damn, why are you always saying why are you always saying why are you always saying certain things to connect? It all comes
I'm still working on the word like.
and I'm still working through saying, implore. Like I notice things about like again, it always
implore is part of the brand. You got to keep that.
It is a little bit. It is. That's what Andrew said too. He was like, I'm stealing this from Jay or whatever. But
I've noticed I've said it a couple times, and I've said it. I'm like, oh, I slipped a Jason in there.
But again, everything comes with repetition and time, all of those things, and that's it. So, what happened, baby? Your iPad died. It's done. It's done. It's over. We're about to get cooked. Come here, boo boo. Come here. Come here, broadcast.
Oh man,
Look,
so
broadcast.
good, so good.
Broadcast. Oh yeah, there you go. At this point, there you go. Arthur knows. At this point, look, broadcast.
How about at this point? Oh, you say
Yeah.
that? Hi, Averly.
Yeah. Look, come here. Say hi to Brad. Come here.
I like that. I like that.
Hi, Brad.
I like your hair.
Looks
thank great.
You. Thank you. You want to give a big thumbs up? Thumbs up. Go.
Adorable, man.
I'll be right over, baby. Go.
She's becoming a regular on the show.
She's, so like when we start and you send things and like I'll just open up my laptop to write in front of her at times because at night I do that and sometimes, and she'll say broadcast because she knows she reads it on StreamYard. And and I'll be like, no, we're not going live on YouTube. And she'll be like, go live on YouTube. And I'm like, no. So she's doing better with that as well too. Shout out to all the parents in the chat, everybody who's doing the best that they can to take care of their kids. Shout out to Brad and your little man. How's your little man doing?
Oh, he's great, dude. Little chunker. Dude, he's going to be a year soon.
Oh my God, Brad.
Fucking wild, man. Like it just feels like yesterday we were going through all that, but he's as healthy as can be. He's developing as best he can. And just blessed with that whole situation, with how it turned out ultimately in the end. But yeah, man, we're doing it all. We're parenting. I got kids in the other room, but we're grinded, man. It's a grind, and but we get to do what we love. We get to talk about sports.
Yeah. I don't need a job because my sugar mama left the baby with me, so I don't know where. Again, like.
I'm just happy that I'm at a point where I'm like, I can still I work from home, but I'm like, okay, we can have a babysitter now. Like I don't got to double up. Like I
got so now you're flexing, not me. I mean, I finally just added the thermometer so I could control it from my I thought that was a flex. You got a babysitter, man? What the hell?
You got a Nest. You got like so you can control your phone.
My babysitter was the iPad, and the iPad just died.
Oh man, that's how we know. Averly's like our signal to like
timer. Right. She's like, all right, that's it. Yeah. We're done. We cooked for an hour and a half.
Like, okay, we know what time it is. It's Averly time. But hey, I mean, I think that's a good spot. Like we're hour 30 in. One of the more legendary state of the franchise episodes ever. We got a bet. We cooked the troll. We did all that. We got the probably the best kicker breakdown out of any 49ers content creator out.
I'm so hyped right now. Jake Moody jersey in the cart. Phil Dawson, get fried. Whoever wore number 4, doesn't matter. Put it in the Ring of Honor.
Oh gosh, what a good day. So I think we're good for today. We got it all in there, man. So we're rookie mini camps going today. We got rookie mini camp going live. Next week, I can't think of anything, but I'm sure there's something. Is it OTAs officially?
I think it's OTAs. And a little bit to kind of what you were saying about Kyle Shanahan. Trey Lance's look better than he ever has in shorts and a t-shirt. So, I mean, that's fun as well, too. It's another layer to everything. And look, again, guys, to reiterate with the quarterback position, just let it play out. Please just let it play out. Like, please. Please. Like, it's just, I don't understand why you have to make proclamations about this guy.
Stop killing each other if someone happens to like another guy. That's not your guy. That's
And stop killing the 49er fans that'll root for any of the quarterbacks that are actually under center and hope that they win.
They're the one catching strays. They're like, we don't. So I saw someone post like this meme under one of my tweets about like it was like a it wasn't pro Trey, but it was like speaking positively about Trey. It was like the one where he's crying and then has the smiley face over it, and he's like, Brad tweeting this. I was like, since when did I not like Trey?
I mean, I don't care. I want to reiterate this one more time before we go. I don't care what quarterback brings number 6 to the San Francisco 49ers. I don't care. I don't care. Please, I'm suffering. We're suffering. Enough. Please, I want the Lombardi. Bring the Lombardi here, and I don't care who the quarterback is. Please. And I know I speak for a lot of people when it comes to that. I don't care about being right. I'd rather be wrong and hoist the Lombardi. I don't care. Please. Please, guys, focus. Stop trying to be right on Twitter. Stop trying to be right in all your takes. Please. The goal is to have one of these guys finish the job. Job's not finished, as the great Kobe said.
And it's fine. Go back to being a 49ers stan. You don't have to just stan the quarterback and stan one of them. The best thing about being a 49er fan is you can like every player on the team. You don't have to just pick one. No matter what Twitter tells you. I promise you. I promise you it can happen. So anyway,
winning a Twitter argument will get you clout for like 5 minutes.
And then it goes on to the
and then that's it. And then it doesn't matter. And then the guy you stand for ends up losing whatever in the playoffs, and then it doesn't matter.
And then
we're right back in the same place. We're right back in the same place in the next year. God, I hope this guy can win. Please, someone. Everly, right? Win number 6? 6? Win number 6? How old are you? How old are you? You're number 6. There we go.
6. Let's go. Quest. God, I don't even know if we're calling it Quest for 6 anymore. It's
that's done. It's done. That's done.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring a towel. I'm gonna bring.
I was like the Quest. I was like, it doesn't even feel right.
I'm gonna bring a towel. I'm gonna bring a towel to the home opener. Just win 6, please, or something. Just God, please bring home 6. I don't know what. Quest for 6, get it out. No more. Please.
100%.
It's not working. It's not working.
Shout out to everyone, as always, for tapping in for the state of the franchise. We got a good one today. Again, follow the man, Jason Aponte. It's Friday, but you got anything cooking up next week? Anything special?
Yeah. We're doing a series, 49ers 90 and 90, where we're going to look through all of the players. I just did Isaiah Oliver this past week. Glad that Steve Wilks, I should probably retweet that thing. Steve Wilks talked about him being the starting nickel. But this, everything, we're getting closer and closer to training camp, but NinersNation.com. And if you haven't checked out the Jair Brown article that I wrote on Niners Nation, please do that. And if you haven't checked out the Jair Brown interview, it's on my channel as well too. Please check that out. I think you'll have a newfound appreciation for the young man.
Absolutely. If you haven't seen anything from Jair Brown, definitely go watch that interview, because again, it's 5 minutes, but the vibe is oozing off of him. So make sure you are subbed to both channels, like both channels, and we'll have more stuff throughout the entire summer, and then training camp will be here before you know it. So shout out to everyone tapping in as always. Smash that like button on your way out. Hopefully I'll use the correct intro out. We'll see. Let's see if it's the right one. And if
come here. You want to say, look, come here. You want to say, let's go Niners?
No Niners.
What? Oh, you're adopted. You're adopted now. Oh, we're putting up for adoption.
We know you're just giving your daddy a hard time. Avery. We know it's Niners over everything, but shout out to all you guys as always. We are out of here for now. Peace. Remember, if this is the right outro, like the video on both channels. That's Jason Aponte. I'm Brad Graham. We're going to get into it all right now.